Welcome everyone, Makozi Racing Internacional salutes you. This is a stream for the top 16 superstars, the 7th round of the 3rd stage of the 2020 FIA Gran Turismo Championship. So welcome, we're going to go and look at the replays for these races, including the qualifying. For those of you that don't know, this superstars round for Nations Cup is Group 3 cars at Dragon Trail Seaside. Tyre wear is on 7, fuel is on ×2. There's no fuel wear during qualifying, so you can pretty much push the engine as much as you want to, get all the power you can. But during the race, it was a little bit of a saving race. So we'll go ahead and show you the qualifying of that. But also, before that, for the manufacturer series, we had Group 4 at the Suzuka circuit. So Group 4 cars, racing hard tyres only, 2 times fuel wear, 3 times tyre wear. So it was pretty much a sprint from start to finish, but considering it is 16 laps, it was a very long race, and that would play into the hands of some other cars that could save the tyres a little bit better, but were still fast at the same time. So we did pretty well in both of them. We're going to go ahead and check the replays now, and going there right now. And first up, we'll go into qualifying for the Nations Cup. So this is it. For everyone that's tuning in, welcome. I can't see the chat right now, but I will in a moment. It has been a little bit of a delay since my last stream for this Makozi YouTube channel. That would be because I was actually pretty busy with studies, with university, and I had a lot of exams that I had to get ready for. So very chaotic times for me. I couldn't really spend too much on streaming my races, so nothing too much I could have done about that. Now here we are going into qualifying. You can see on your screen there the car that I've chosen for this race is the Corvette C7. So I'd say pretty much an outside choice when you look at the time trials in each region. You'll see they're filled with Aston Martins, with Toyota Supras, and you can see him. Many of the other drivers are going for different cars. You can see there Dylan as well, using the 650S. Using the McLaren. That's a very good car too. So you have quite a bit of a larger variety of cars that you can use that can work for you. But for me, I went with the Corvette. Now, people might be wondering why I went for this car. So my thinking behind this was it was a power track. Dragon Trail Seaside Reverse is a power track, so obviously you've got the likes of Aston, Toyota, even McLaren. They are pretty good in top speed. I feel like this Chevrolet was pretty high up there, so it could do well. Very stable in corners, very easy to get on the power early. It's a really safe car to use. It's almost like the AMG in respects to traction and the light, but it's just got that little bit more top end, a little bit more stability over these curves that really aids it quite a bit around here. So I decided to go with that. Hello Tank Master, welcome Amazing Hour, Rapid, Mitako, welcome everyone. Good to see you here. So first flying lap, we're not looking too bad. We made a few mistakes, especially into the hairpin come turn 2. Oh, sorry, no, sorry. After the bus stop. So lost a bit of time there, but we're still doing okay. Fuel saver. That's right, Rapid. It's a fuel saver, so got to look out for that fuel. You can see here our first lap of the session is a 37.4. It's not bad. I've done better in practice, so we go immediately out, trying to set ourselves up for another lap. So you can see there's Sidog. He's in second for the time being. He's in a Toyota Supra. He's very familiar with that car. He's about 4/10 behind at this point. So got a little bit of a safe buffer to second, and those behind. So just going to keep pushing and see what we can get. So this is our second flying lap. See, I'm really attacking the curves and even going a bit too fast some places. Hitting the curb on the, hitting the barrier on the outside there in the middle of the bus stop chicane. So there is a bit more time to be found. I got these sweeping right and left handers a lot better, I'd say. So in the Chevrolet, you want to stay in fifth. Want to get a bit early on the power here on the exit, the last right. You see we're 2/10 up. This left-hander, you can stay in third, or you can opt for second. Personally, I would say third is better. But then again, it is already it's up to personal preference. So three-quarter revs shifting with the vet. Rapid, I would say 3/5. 3/4 is a little bit too much. So you see the revs, they go over the gear. So once the rev bar goes over the like the 5th gear or the 6th gear, that's when you wanna change. If you go after that, you lose a bit too much, I would say. And yeah, it's if you shift above that, it's not going to do any favors. So we actually managed to improve our time. I can't seem to show it for you guys for the moment. We get a 37.1. It doesn't show here. Can't really judge it. But we did improve by 3.5 turns. So that was I was very happy with that time. Obviously, that still keeps us in first place. Amazing hour. He jumps into second with a Toyota Supra. Seems like he's got into grips with that fairly quickly. Got Matt in third, Sidog in fourth, and we're in fifth. So see, there's a bit of traffic here, waiting for the slipstream. Obviously, slipstream is very beneficial here. If you use the toe, if you make no mistakes, you can gain about 3/10. I'd say 3/10, without a doubt. And if you nail everything, if you're a very fast driver, you could potentially get into the 36s if you time everything right. So I decided to not do that because, like, let me just show you. You just find someone that's going a little bit faster through that corner. My point is that, like, look at everyone here. You see, his line is very wide, especially through the chicane there. that's how everyone appears to me. So I get a bit disorientated, let's say, and because of that, I just decided I'm gonna go and do this by myself. Luckily enough, I didn't encounter any traffic. I didn't get held up, and I didn't make any mistakes when I counted. So final lap here, final attempt, sorry. And a little bit too early there, so that's our lap done. Amazing out here, he's getting ready for his lap. Don't believe he improved. I think he stayed second. Let's have a look. Yes, indeed. So he didn't improve. Emery jumped up to third. Dylan there in the McLaren, he struggled a little bit, didn't quite get as much of an advantage as he should have with that car, and he's down in fourth. Matt in fifth, Sidog sixth, Bradley in seventh, NX eighth, Schnickham in ninth, and GTR rounding the top 10. So that was qualifying. We're going to go out and we're going to have a look at the race. So the race, I have to say, was far from ideal for me, at least. I wasn't very happy with how it went in the first stint, especially. Afterwards, it was fine, but I was not careful enough in the first stint. So, like I said, it's a 20-lap race. 7 times tires, 2 times fuel. You have to save fuel just a little bit, but more importantly, you have to save the tires. So you have a choice of mediums and hards. You have to use mediums and hards as well. So I went with a 2-stop. 2-stop. 9 laps in the first stint on mediums, 10 laps in the second stint on mediums again, and 1 lap at the end on hards. What was your quality? Rapid, I believe it was a 37.17. 37.174. I think that was what it was. I know it was a 37.1. I can't give you. I can't quite remember what the other digits were. Obviously, you can go a little bit faster with some other cars, the Aston and the McLaren. They're especially good for this track. They know how to handle corners very well. So if you want, you can go for those. So to have a bit more security in qualifying, start a bit higher up. But in my opinion, I think this Chevrolet was a very, very strong car for the race. So looking at the tires, apart from GTR, everyone inside the top 10 is on mediums. Then behind GTR, we have Jono on hards. Noodles on mediums, Tesla on hards, Honorable Airborne likewise, Mancunian Kiwi on mediums, and GT Sport Penalty at the back, also on mediums. So hey Cody, welcome Karim, good to see you. Hola James. Hello. AMG is okay here, but for some reason the reverse not. Yeah, I agree, Rapid. I mean, I think it suffers a lot. This is me, in my opinion. I think that it suffers a lot over curbs. Just at this track. Usually the AMG is very decent over all other types of curves, but for some reason it just doesn't seem to agree with this variant, at least. So That's something you need to bear in mind when driving with this car. It's very good on tyres, the AMG, but it lacks a little bit of top end, and it does understeer in the faster corners. So lap 1, see there, amazing. I was sending it very, very deep, quite a far bit back. Okay, it could have been in this race by having a break. Oh, all good, AMG Shark, welcome. Yeah, let's see what happened to GTR here. What happened? Trying to going a little bit deep. Oh, I need to see that again. Wait, I know you've done already. Yeah, thanks AMG. I'm not teasing. I'm not teasing the result just yet. If none of you guys have seen the streams, then of other drivers, then you probably won't know the result. Yeah, looking at that now, that's an interesting. I'd say it's pretty much a racing incident. Jono stuck his nose in there. The GTR was also on the inside a little bit, but 3 seconds is a bit harsh. I'm not the steward. See, amazing how he brakes very, very late. I have to concede the inside line. He turns in a little bit late. Second left. A bit late for my liking. A bit late when you... Yeah, that was a little bit late. So I had to pull off. That let Emery get in front. It goes down into second. Up into second, sorry. And I get a 2-second penalty for that. So let's go back. Let's have a look at that again. This is what I mean. I really wasn't happy with my driving this first few laps. See, I even took off, and I still hit her. So that's a bit unfortunate. I got 2 seconds for that. What I really don't like now, what I don't think was good, was what happened here. So Dylan is he's behind. He's got taken a good line on the last corner. And, we're going side by side. There's a little bit of contact. That's all good. Looks like we gave him a bit of tap. Let's have a look at that. It's very, very small contact. So let's see. Remy's behind. Remy gives Dylan a little bit of a tap. Dylan gives me a little bit of a tap. And I get a 1 second penalty, and Dylan also gets a 1 second penalty. So that's peculiar. Wasn't expecting that, to be honest. But yeah, that is not a great start to our race. So moving on, we're just going to do what we can to bring this back. See, there's a little bit of fighting down the field. Yeah, it's all good, amazing. I understand. It's you're in the heat of the moment. Obviously, it's a top 16. Everyone's excited. People make. You can see that I served my 3 second penalty. I dropped down to 7th, starting first. So got a lot of work to do if we want to have any chance of winning this race. See Matt and Emery, they're fighting for second. Matt sends it down the inside. Can't quite hold it on Emery. She retains second there in the Toyota Supra. And it looks like a Supra train from first to 5th with the McLaren close behind. slow because it's yeah, and the Supra does struggle a little bit on tires if you're not careful. So yeah, we go on and pass on Dylan. This is what I mean about the Chevrolet. It has very good top end. I'd say one of the best in Group 3. So you can really push the car when you're in a tow, and you can really get by someone quickly. So you don't waste too much time fighting with them. Once you're in front, that's the end of story. End of the story, sorry. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, Bradley is doing a very good job. Usually you don't see him quite too high up there in the top 16s. He's currently 4th, so that's pretty much his best ever result for the time being. So he's doing a really good job. We're starting to close up on Matt. Now we're after dropping down to 7th. So he brakes a little bit late, goes and slides off. And those are the small things that don't help you with tires. If you slide off, if you brake a little bit too hard, the tires are not going to bite into the track. You're going to be struggling for grip, and it really hurts the fronts, especially in heavy braking zones, which are very common on drag and trail. So both forwards and backwards. I don't think I'll be doing this race. Okay, Ronan. But after my cool temp Suzuka, I picked up some tips on how to drive the S. Oh yeah, okay, yep. So you're actually in my race yesterday. We did a lobby race. So maybe if you got something from me, I'm glad that you did. I hope it helped. For Suzuka, I was actually using brake balance +4. So if you use that kind of brake balance, you've got to be smooth and aggressive at the same time. Find yourself a lot better. So you see here we go on the inside of Matt. I'd say he pretty much leaves the door open for that. We hold the inside with that bit of net code. Forces them off wide. Really nothing more I could have done. I held the inside as much as humanly possible. So we're up to 5th. What I did, let's just see this. Bradley, he hits the barrier. We go on the inside of him. Up into 4th. He's going to be a bit susceptible to Matt now. He's behind. One thing I would suggest for everyone that's doing this race is that when you're going into the bus stop chicane, to go early on the brakes, to actually hold the brakes while you're in acceleration before you've actually even got into the corner. So somewhere by the time you pass this bridge, and you're coming up to like the 150 meter board, actually put on the brakes a little bit while you're accelerating. This because people behind you see the brakes, they're going to think that you're actually slowing down very early, and they're going to pull off early too. This helps you kind of form a bit of a barrier for the other guy, because he's going to want to slow down earlier now. But in actual fact, you're just continuing at a constant speed. You're not pushing, you're not slowing down, you're just coasting. And that way you can avoid someone going into the back of you in these sort of parts of the track. And I find that it has helped in the past, so I just continue doing that, using that experience to help me in this race. I was running 1 to the back. Yeah, okay, Ronan. 1 to the back isn't bad for the SLS, but you'll find yourself using the fronts a lot more. The SLS in Group 4 trim has a bit more rearward weight balance, so you want to bear that in mind, that you need to throw the car around a bit more to get it turned. It feels a little bit like an MR car in some places, but it doesn't quite have that benefit. So using a lot of rear brake balance to get it to act a lot more like an MR car helps. So chucking it, I would say try +3 for starters, then go +4 when you get more confidence, +5 once you really know what you're doing. Much mine greatest car performance seemed understeered in fast corners, but apart from that it was versatile. Yeah, I saw that too. The SLS, it's a solid car. That's what I'm going to say. It's very stable. It's got good top end. You can see the drivers in front. They're hitting the barriers, so it gets close up a bit. Meanwhile, we've actually pulled away somewhat from Matt, and we've actually set the fastest lap of the race in these first 4 laps. We've recovered some positions and now we're in 4th place. But going back to the SLS, like I said, it's very stable, it's very solid in general. With with the BOP change that it got, that 1% weight increase, it has not become any better. And I think like you need to take your time when you're driving that car. You need to know that it is very heavy. If you slide the SLS, it's going to go off. It's not going to listen to you. You need to really learn how to get the car to understeer, but understeer on the limit. If you oversteer too much, if you're turning the wheel too much, if you're putting far too much input, the wheels are going to just be, the front tires are going to be blocking, and you're actually going to be braking the car effectively. You're going to be using the tires as a brake. So this is another moment. I just wanted to show you guys this. Emery braking a little bit late, going into the back of Amazing Out. He drops down from 1st to 3rd. Emery gives him the position back. And that's all good. What I was very afraid of here, again, we set the fastest lap of the race. What I was very much afraid of was, again, I held the inside as much as I could have. I couldn't have held that more. And yet, there was contact between me and Emery. And knowing how this penalty system works, I was a bit afraid that I would have gotten another penalty. It was a heart in my mouth moment there. But I'm glad that everyone got off without any sort of reprimand. So we're up to 2nd now, through those unfortunate events of the other drivers. It seems that side auger hit the chicane. It's a very common mistake. People do that all the time. It even happened to me in qualifying. So see there, he's going to drop way down into 10th. So that's taken a very big hit to his chances of getting a good result. And unfortunately, that's where he's going to be for the rest of the race. So yeah, NX, he's fighting with Dylan. Bradley has dropped down to 5th. And Matt, Emery, and Amazing are fighting together at this point. How can you highlight my name orange? I don't know. I'm not quite sure what you mean, Driftmaster. Oof, John going a very deep lunge there. And no penalties, so he jumps up to 11th. But yeah, moving on. Just so happy that I could actually finally let a Superstars race normally. I'm running around P5. Yep. Completely understand that Amazing Out. To be honest, I don't think you could have done much coming into turn 1 there. And the brake just a little bit too late. And maybe if you threw it on the inside, she might have just passed by you on the outside, right? But you never know. What happened, and yeah, you still led a race. the top 16 superstars. That's something to put credit where credit's due. So at this point we are leading again. After 6 whole laps, we've gotten back into the lead, and now we are making the most of it. So, Sia, Emery, Amazing Hour, and Matt, they're all very close. They're all fighting for second place. Amazing Hour a little bit further away from Emery than Matt is to him. So they're going to be fighting for position here. Yes, but happy for you, but you haven't been hated by the yeah. That was very very fortunate that there weren't any penalties given in that incident, I would say. Usually you would see something come from that, but yeah, it's all good. Glad you didn't get a penalty in mine, but yeah, AMG. I was very surprised. I was very relieved at the time, but now I'm also quite surprised that not happening. See Dylan, he pits in. I believe he's first of the guys to pit in, apart from Jono, who obviously started on hards, and the rest of the field that was on hards. Looks like he's going for a 3-stop, so he's going to have to pit in once more for mediums. It seems like he's going to be losing a lot of time in the pits. Right now we're focusing on our race. We're doing what we can to pull away from the field. About this time we are, see there, we're 2.6 seconds back, in front, sorry. So that's good. We've come back from first, down to 7th, back up to first, and we're leading by almost 3 seconds at this point. So very happy with that. Shows that we've done a good job with our car choice and with our driving, and I think it's a sign of what's going to happen later in the race. So further on, we don't pit in on lap 8. The rest of the field does. So Matt, Emery, Amazing Hour, and Bradley. Schnickerman, he decides to stay out. What I want to show now is, let's just show it for a second. So here. So these are my tires. These are Emery's tires. You can see they're a little bit worse. Matt's tires also a little bit worse. Amazing Hour's tires are considerably worse, same as Emery. And it seems like Bradley has actually done the best job with his tires, maybe pretty much the same as Matt here. So it looks like they're used to the Supra a bit more. ANX has done a very good job with his tires too. Noodle's struggling a little bit more than usual. So these front tires is what is letting us go further, and that's what's letting us push harder for longer. Hopefully when we can put this code business behind us, the way you're going with your speed, you'll win a world tour. Yeah, thanks AMG. I wouldn't say for sure. I definitely would like to win. Obviously every single driver that goes to the world tours would love to win that. But we'll see. I'm staying optimistic at this point, and saying that my driving skills are far from perfect. I am lacking speed in several areas. I'm not very happy with my racecraft right now. I'm not defending nearly as hard as I should be. So I'm letting those doors stay open, and people are using them to benefit. So you see her, Emery, she goes on the inside of Schnickerman. She does a very solid move there, coming into the second hairpin, and she retakes P2 from the Aston. So Schnickerman needs to go in the wider line, forcing Emery having to turn harder, having to force her tyres a bit more. At this point, that's not going to do any help for the tyre wear. So Matt also going for a move, making very late, and he gets the job done on the outside of Schlickerman there. Just have to pit on. Yep, that's what we saw, AMG. I'm going very late. Gets on the inside of Schlickerman, and Schlickerman's just bleeding places at this point, so it should be call into the pits for him. Indeed it is. See here, Noodles and next they're fighting for 8th too, so let's see what happened here. NX lost it a little bit on the exit, and he's up into 8. Sorry, down to 9. Noodles is up into 8. In the meantime, I completely missed this. We pit in on lap 9. So these are our tyres. This is the lap spread for anyone that is interested in it. So you can see lap 1, 2, 3 and 4 were not great because I was fighting. 5th was very decent. 6th, 7th, 8th. Obviously tyre wear is coming to effect, and I can't really do much more. We come out of the pits, we put on new mediums, and we retain first place in front of Emery. So yeah, we just continue on, continue pushing, continue saving tyres at the same time. Yeah, that is an interesting choice. That would kill the rears, that thing. Yeah, indeed, AMG. I mean, the 650S is very fast on a single lap, but considering the fact that it is an MR car, it's a lot more sensitive to rear tyre wear, and it doesn't quite handle the rears as kindly as some of these other cars. Hello Renko, welcome to the stream. Great to see you here. Some GTRs and Vets can go to lap 9 or more, but I don't recommend going 10 laps. Well, it depends on how well you saved your tyres. So if you've looked after them a bit more, you can make those 10 laps work. Optimally, you should go 9 each. I didn't do that for the sake of security, because I didn't want to get held up by someone that was yet to pit. Yeah, I'll just put this back a little bit so you guys can see this lap. This was the fastest lap of the race, the one I'm going to start now. I didn't have a problem with 10 laps. Well, like I said, Driftmaster, there are a lot of guys that they know how to save tires better, so they can do that. I think I'm one of them. But honestly, the 10th lap does hurt your pace a little bit. So, currently leading, we are, let's have a look at the gap. 3.7 seconds in front of Emery, and almost 6 in front of Matt, so we're doing pretty well at this point. Just let the rest of the lap play through. What I want to emphasize for Nations Cup for this track is that you need to use the curbs a lot. One piece of advice that I have for everyone that's driving this race, coming into the bus stop, you need to dab on the brakes twice. It's a very interesting technique that I tried to I found out that it just worked, so I had to try and learn it. And I did learn it, so it helped me quite a bit. But in the first half of the chicane, when you're coming through the left, you actually want to brake before going on the first curb on the left. And once your front end gets back onto the track, you want to brake again. So you see, brake once, brake twice. You want to take off the brake before you get onto the right hand curb. And I find that works very well with any car that you use to navigate that, because it gets the front end down. If you don't brake that second time, or if you just let the car coast through there, the front end is still kind of up in the air, it's not settled down, and that doesn't let the downforce, the air resistance that comes towards the front, to work as how you would intend it to. So that way you can't really handle the curbs quite as well as you want to. And yeah, so that's a bit of a trick, let's say, that I used. This is a skill that I learned that helped me gain a bit more time around here. And I think if you guys can learn it too, if you can learn how to kind of double tap the brakes in a quick succession, like first before the first curb on the left, second time before the curb on the right, you'll find yourself having a much more pleasant experience through that first half. There's almost no point doing 10 when you can put fresh mediums on. Rapid, I would True, but that's for the first stint. That's why I did 9 laps in the first stint. You don't want to, because with full fuel, this car is, or any car for that matter, will be a lot slower on the last lap, for instance, so on the 10th lap in this case, than when you were to put it with, let's say, 40 litres less on the second stint. So that's why you want to do 9 laps first stint, 10 laps second stint, if you can save it, and then do the last lap on hards. If you know there's not going to be any traffic, I would highly suggest or highly recommend you do the medium stint on hards, so that 1 lap on hards, and then you can push, knowing that you have a lighter car for that final stint with those 10 laps on mediums. Have a bit more security with it. I feel the reason I am a little slower than the top drivers is that maybe I am putting my inputs a little too gently. I have my references right, but I am too gentle with my inputs, I think. Well, let me just read the rest of it. I have not played in a few weeks. I'm afraid that I will be rusty as hell. The world. Yeah, thanks, thanks AMG. That's a big compliment. Thank you. Regarding the inputs, I would say that you need to first throw the car around. You need to really be aggressive. That's how I usually do it. You first be very aggressive. That's when you make mistakes and everything, and then you find those limits. Once you find those limits, then you want to start softening up the inputs. That's when you want to start turning as little as you possibly can, getting on the brakes as smoothly as you can, and being very gentle with your throttle application. The way I do it, I start off rough, I start off hard and aggressive, I find those limits, and then I smoothen it down, and I get to a point where I can start getting those times, but I'm turning like less than I usually am, braking not as hard as I usually am, and being a lot more smooth with my lines as I usually am. So going from rough to smooth, that's the sort of transition you need to do with many of the cars in this game. That's basically the approach that you should take when you're practicing for these FIA races. It's something that I would recommend you trying to practice. What brake balance do you use in the C7? James, I used +5 in the race. During qualifying, I increased that to +2. So qualifying +2, race +7, sorry, +5. The reason behind +5 is saving the fronts as much as I possibly can. So let's just have a quick look here. Okay, and bear in mind, Emery has pitted in a lap earlier, so her fronts will be a little bit more worn. But still, look at that. That's a big difference. And it's easier to, if you save the fronts, which are very important because you need to turn with them, you'll find yourself doing a lot better times, a lot more consistent times, as opposed to saving the rears. The rears do help if you save them, but not as much as the fronts in this track. The only way to save the rears is to be a bit more gentle with your throttle, using higher gears and the like. So you can see our fronts are just doing a lot better than everyone else, and that's why we were able to pull away. So lap 15. Remember, it was three and something seconds. We've done about 5 laps, and we've increased that to 7.5 seconds. So that's what the tire wear does for you. It gives you free time, basically. And I feel like this C7 could really care for its tires if you take your time. So we'll go a little bit further now. I don't think anything interesting is happening. NX and Noodles, they're right there. Bradley, amazing out, Matt, Emery, they're pretty much spaced out. Looks like they're covered by around 4 seconds, so not too far apart, not quite close enough for anything to happen just yet. Amazing out, he's the closest of them, but you can see he's missing a few apexes. His tyre was not doing him any favours, and it looks like he's going to come into the pits for his second stop. And so is Matt. So they both come in on lap 16. Bradley, he continues. They're going to be on hards for the rest of the race. Both Matt and Amazing out. You can see Noodles here having to actually defend from NX, so there is a bit of action going on now. There it is. Okay. So Noodles going to lose out there. So NX pulling off a very brave move to jump himself up into 4th. So well done to him. That was a great job. As I said, that was a very brave move on his part. Sorry, Cody, I missed your tips about inputs. My iPad battery died suddenly, and I had to quickly put it on charge. It's okay, if you want, you can go back, look through the stream. But basically, you want to start off rough. You want to be aggressive with your steering wheel and everything to find the speed. And then you want to start slowly smoothing it out. But smoothing it out in a way that you can match your times. So I know you're saying that you've got very smooth inputs. Like I said, you should really start off rough. Go from rough, and then make the transition from rough to smooth. Being very gentle, not gentle, but being firm and decisive on your steering, knowing once you turn in, that's it. You don't hesitate, you don't counter steer too much. See Emery and Bradley, Emery pitting in, Bradley continuing further. And also being very decisive on the throttle. Once you get on the throttle, you don't take off. In the acceleration zones, you just go in that one go. And with the brakes being very smooth. Being very progressive. So, still in the lead. We haven't pitted yet, we still need to put the hards on. We're doing actually quite well with fuel, so yeah. We could have even burnt fuel at the start, and I think we would have made it to the end. Just got to brush my teeth. We'll be in bed soon. Oh, all good, AMG. See you in a bit. Oh, what happened here? NX brakes very, very late. Almost goes off track. It's not going to have any traction there on the outside. Amazing how he's going to have a front row seat of all the action. And, Matt, he's got in front of NX there. Amazing how he has to find a way to pass NX soon, otherwise he's going to get held up too much. See the NX giving him the indicators, letting him in front. It's a very nice and easy move. Bradley Hipperson at the end of lap 18. We continue. You can see our tyres are still okay. It's kind of a little bit better than Bradley's. Yeah. So Emery is pretty safe there in second unless she makes a mistake. Matt there in third. He's now in fourth. We'll go a little bit further now. Hit in for the last time, put on hards. Looking back now, maybe I should have done it a lap earlier, but I wanted to be safe just in case. And we start the final lap. Emery there, she's coming on to the final lap now. Second. Amazing how he's chasing down Matt, so he's maybe going to set up a pass if he's lucky enough. He's fast enough. He's slowly closing up. He brakes very late. Sends it down the inside. Whoa, even gets him off. Back there. Let's have a look at that again. Very, very, very late lunge by Amazing. He got that done, but he knew that forced Matt off a little bit wide, so he gave him the position back. No, that's all good. While the fight ravages on for third, we come home and finish the race in first. A very good race by us. Not in the first stint. I'm not happy with that. Our total race time is a 33 minutes and 10 seconds. See that? Let's just stop it real. Yeah, so 33 minutes and 10 seconds. In practice, I did a 33 minutes and 1 second. I could have gone about a second faster there. So I'm missing 9 whole seconds. And I would definitely put that down to what happened in the first couple of laps. So that didn't do my race time any good. There's definitely going to be some guys driving faster than me. But still, a win's a win. Doesn't matter how you get it. I mean, it does matter, but as long as it's clean and fair, that's the important thing. See there, Matt defending very hard. He's going to try and set up a last defense. Amazing out. Going in the slipstream one last time. It's going to be very, very close. And amazing how he brings it home in third. It was believe it or not, it was actually 1,000th of a difference. So let's get at the line. Well, from my perspective, it looks like Matt won it. So yeah. But in actual fact, Amazing R won. So There it is for him. He won the race. Sorry, he got third position. He did not win the race, actually. Matt there in fourth. He's going to probably be kicking himself, knowing that he could have gotten third. Rally there in fifth. Very, very strong result by him. Schnickerman in sixth. Good showing for him too. NX in seventh. GTR in eighth. Sidog in ninth. Just missing out. GTR Noodles there in 10th. You understand? 11th, Tesla 12th, Airborne 13th, Kiwi 14th, MGD Sport Family unfortunately dropping very far down there in 15th. Dylan Lindgren did not finish the race. I don't know what happened, maybe he got into some sort of an incident, but he didn't finish the race, and unfortunately he's not going to get any points for this top 16. So good job by us, I would say, and I think it's a well-deserved win on our part. Let's just have a look at the points before we move on to the next race of the day. So 378 points for the win. That is an improvement of about 89 points. Yeah, 89 points, so that's good for us. Our closest contender in the series did not do that race. McEwen did not race, so he's going to stay there, and we're going to actually extend our gap by a fair margin. So we're going to have about 170 points in front of McEwen. So strengthening our lead in the Nations Cup. That's always a welcome sight. Now moving on to the Manufacturer Series. Like I said, Group 4 at Suzuka. We're going to get into qualifying. And yeah. Well, yeah, Rapid, I mean, yeah. Yes, yeah, another top 16 race win for Cody. Yeah, thanks, AMG. I only lost one top 16 race. I've actually lost two till now. But if you just put Nations Cup into perspective, yeah, I've only lost one. I lost Manufacturer Series at Seaside, that very track, but the normal way around. So I lost out to Adam in the Ford. Yeah, still a very good job by us. We're getting second places, we're getting podiums. Now that's what counts towards the championship. Very yeah, well done, amazing. I think you should be very pleased with that. It was a good result by you. We won that race by about 11 seconds to second, so could have definitely extended the gap a bit more. First one. Yeah. Hey Nick, welcome out, Outrageous. Welcome to the stream. It's good to see you here. We just finished with the top 16 Nations Cup. If you want to go back and have a look at that, you're more than welcome to rewind the stream, have a look at the race and qualifying. If you're interested in what car I used the Chevrolet Corvette C7 Group 3. Brake balance for the race was +5. Brake balance for qualifying was +2. So yeah, now moving on to manufacturers, you can see everyone's lining up for a bit of slipstream. I had kind of drawn the short straw for this. Didn't really get a good deal on tow. So you can see I'm leading this queue of about 6 cars, and yeah, going from left to right. I'm just not. I want to find a way to get rid of the slipstream, to try and get rid of Sidog, but that's not happening. So instead, I do this. And yeah, everyone's qualifying lap behind me. So just have a look at this. Looking back, I'm not happy with what happened here. This is my mistake. I shouldn't have been weaving quite as much. I'm still on track. I'm still doing okay for an entry to the lap, but I have a 1 second penalty, so I can't get a good start. And if you go back, you can see everyone's gotten held up there. And nothing much I can do. Yeah, moving on. Suicide Organ Vipers are fighting for the toe, for the lap, position. And DB 007, sorry. If you're watching this, DB, I am sorry about what happened here. This is completely my fault. I kind of got in the way of his lap, and I did try to move out of the way, but it just wasn't enough. So he doesn't get to complete his first lap. Now moving on, we're going to start our first lap of the session. A little bit of a tow from Mako there in the BMW. A little bit wide there. Yeah. Quality, I don't care about advantage. I just like to go out there and set. Yeah, same AMG. Sometimes when it comes down to the top 16s, you have to use slipstream. Otherwise, you're not going to be competitive. And considering the current state of the AMG Group 4 car, I think it's fair to say that we are not at an advantage of driving by ourselves right now. Moving further along the lap. Missed this first apex. Really don't get the second one nicely. Our lap time is not looking great at this point. I missed this, the first half of the chicane, lost a little bit on the exit. And a 208.8, it's really not good. You can see Matt there, he's done a, what's he done? 285. So he's done a very good time. Yeah, not in a great position right now to do anything. So that's on the lap. He hasn't flashed us, so we're not gonna let him by, because he's not close enough. What I want to see is this. Okay, so just want to just see what happened here with the easing out. He gets out of the way. Fair enough. What I want to just put some focus on is Emery here. I want you guys to see this lap by her. Right, because this is the pole lap. I think it needs to be seen. except the Honda Group 4 is an exception because of the fact that it is very slow over one lap makes up for it. It's awful. AMG, sorry to burst your bubble there, mate, but the NSX is one of the best cars at Suzuka. I'm not talking over the race. Over race it's great. I mean over a single lap. It's one of the best cars for this round. So if you're using it, if you still haven't done your race, I would highly suggest you do so. That is a really, really good car. And we're making a little bit of a mistake at the hairpin. I should have gone into second gear instead of staying in first, but still, she's got the toe, so she can have that bit of a safety net. Are you sure? AMG, I'm very sure. I know B Racer. I raced with him last night. See Emma, she's going on the inside of YPZ. Lose a little bit of time there in the overtakes. But what I wanted to say is that I raced with B Racer previously in the test lobby before this round, and he could pull away from an Audi behind him. Now, I don't know what you would say, I don't know if you could, how you cannot consider that as a good car, if someone can do that, because it is almost impossible to pull away from an Audi. Don't get me wrong, he's an amazing driver, he's really, really good. But when a car does that, and the car behind has a history now of being very, very good, and it has slipstream, then you need to start asking yourself what's going on with that car. Is it good or not? And I think, I have to be honest here, the NSX is great. So yeah, enough about that. I just know that Honda is in a very, very good place right now. Probably hasn't been able to get the points it probably wants, but strong. Anyhow, moving on, we are on our second qualifying lap, not going too well. We started a bit too close to Sidog. We've got the toe, which is good, but we don't have any room to make use of it. So yeah, the power of the SLS, we actually have to pull alongside the 86 for a little bit. You're gonna have to pull off because we don't want to mess up Sidog's lap. He doesn't seem like he's done a lap at all. Exactly, plus the alien factor. Yeah, exactly, rapid. Yeah, so we have to pull off. We're not getting a good lap here. I think the big mistake, I'd say, was going off here in the outlap. It's on the entry to the lap. Okay, so we don't improve. And I have to say that we really needed a good starting position, because looking at Emery, considering how she managed to set that lap when she had to do this, she had to pass someone in 130R. And 130R is one place where you don't want to be with someone on a lap, so you lose a lot of time through there. And she did lose a lot of time. So in the end, gets a 208.3. I don't think any more needs to be said about that. We all know how the Audi is. Not putting Emery down. Emery's a very, very good driver, but the car did her a big favor here. It's done her a very big favor in the previous few races. But yeah, moving on. We've got a race. Anything can happen. Well, we'll just give it everything now. There's no... yeah, rapid. I mean, if you like Suzuka, I go for it. But I have to be honest with you, our car is not good. It's not the best, by far. You're going to have to squeeze everything you possibly can out of it to be fast. But all I can say is that the best of luck. Good luck with that. Because I know I got a lot of out of this car. I think I could have gotten a lot more. Yeah, the best never rest. And like our motto goes, we're driving with the best. We're not going to stop until we win. Still outside the window, trying to first thing all in mind. First look at. Okay. Didn't know that. Thanks. Afternoon from the UK, Lisa Lee. Well, Makozi Racing Internacional salutes you too, and welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming. You missed Nations Cup. This is the top 16 races for round 7. But if you want to go back and have a look through it, you're more than welcome to it. Just look back through the stream. But yeah, you can have a look and see what car you used for that. So 16 laps, 3 times tyre wear, 2 times fuel wear. It's a very, very long race. One of the longest we've ever had. So there's a lot of time to catch up, to bring down the deficit on a single tyre. You can see here we're starting in 5th place again. We don't get the greatest of starts because first gear is very short in the SLS and we don't get into second. A lot of weaving just to warm up the tyres is crucial. So I'm actually going to go a bit further because not too much happened now. Yeah. Go to bed. Big day today. Good night. Yep, good night AMG, all the best, and thank you for tuning in. It's good to see you here. You can always watch the stream back if you can always watch this on demand. The streams are here, I don't take them down, so feel free to come back and have a look. Good night. I'll catch the Nations after, and I'm not driving this race. I'm in the... Oh no, yeah, Andrew. Well, I'm gonna guess that you do not like that car one bit, and the car doesn't like you either. Can I go on Matt? There we go. So Matt, what I was a bit surprised about, not surprised, I found weird, was how Matt lost Emery, and fell under the attack of Adam, and yeah, it was Emery got a very big favour by when Matt fell off. I don't know how he did that, because Porsche is usually very, very good at Suzuka. Always is good at Suzuka, actually. I don't remember a single race where it hasn't been good. So that was a bit strange. You can see the Emery, she's pulled out of the slipstream range of Adam. So she's able to use that acceleration of the Audi to pull away. And, we're still there in 5th, but yeah. Bye. Yeah, Mercedes go, but exactly, AMG. Cheers. So moving on, a little bit further. It stays the same until this point. Yeah. Let's have a little bit look back. Andrew, if you're still here, oh, there you are in the comment section. But yeah, this is basically what's gonna happen. I mean, Ranger did let him by, but look, you're gonna have a bit of a hard time overtaking. So it's very crucial that you qualify well. Otherwise, yeah, you're not in for much of a good race. Ranger, he lets Twitchy in front as well. So he's just bleeding places at this point. He's down to 10. Yeah. So, what happened here? That gives Adam a bit of a nudge. And gets a 1 second penalty, okay. So that's how we got it. That's going to spice things up a bit. We are closing in on Keaton. He's braking very early in some cases, and you can see here, he's off early. He goes on the inside, drop it down into first, get a nice cutback. So we can maybe get a run, even if we're lucky. If we think about it, Keaton brakes very suddenly, goes on the inside, and as a result, he actually goes off track. So let's have a look at that again. No contact. That was all Keaton at that point. So he drops down. It's unfortunate for him. He was always pretty fast. See Matt there, he served his 1 second penalty. We're left to catch Adam at this point in time. Looks like a bit of a fight here. Let's have a look. Why? Yeah, not quite. So, oh, let's have a look at this. Compromised on entry strat. Well, yeah, I mean, Rapid, that's the only thing you've got. That's the only thing we've got. I mean, it's hard to pass on the straights. To be fair, I mean, the SLS is good on straights, but we just don't have the acceleration to make that work. The only thing you can do is just hold the inside, then pull off, and hope that the guy on the outside goes off. That's pretty much the only way you're going to get some places. Or brake late and send it, but that never really ends well. Hey GTR, welcome. Yeah, we saw you pass on Ranger Rose not too far ago. I mean, call it pass. He did kind of let you by a little bit, still. Before and a little bit sideways there in the turbo brake. Keaton's trying to find a way through. Hasn't quite managed it just yet. See, it's getting really interesting here. So let's have a look at Keaton. Yeah, goes defensive. Brakes early. That's Keaton in front. But GTR's going to have the inside line, so he should be able to maybe out-drag the BMW. Maybe just. No, it doesn't look like he can. Oh, he actually is taking off the throttle a bit. Well, This was a weird race in my opinion. It's a sprint race but a tire swing race at the same time. Yeah, I agree. Because, I haven't got a one-second car, let's do this. Ah, he barely even touched him. Okay. It's a bit harsh for Matt there. Make matters worse, he gets the AstroTurf and he spins off, so... and he's the wrong way around. So it's not really a good stroke of luck for him. Yeah, I was trying to let Keaton without losing another spot. Game's a mess at the moment. GTR, I mean, it is what it is. You got to drive with what you've been given. Everyone's got the same game, I think. There's not too much you can do here. Oh, Twitchy. Getting the elbows out, braking very late. Trying to get a move done on GTR, but that wasn't quite what happened there. Wait. What was that? What was that for? Was that for you touching Keaton? Can't be, come on. Nah, it can't be for cutting. Can't possibly be for cutting. He comes way too soon. Nah, that's not cutting. So you got that from Keaton? Wow. Wow. Okay, so the, okay. Yeah, I see, I would understand how you'd be frustrated with that GDR. I'm surprised you got that. Oh. Moving on. Nothing to say, honestly. So, lap 6, we're flashing at him. We caught up to him, actually. So we're flashing him. Letting him know that we'll probably go for a move sooner or later. But yeah. Henry manages to get away a bit. I've decided this is the time I'm going to send it a little bit. And I go on the inside of Adam. It's like he got the message. So, coming on to lap 7, let's have a look at the gap. The gap is 2.7. So we lost about half a second in the last lap, being honest. Let's have a look now. We do set the fastest lap of the race with Adam's toe. But yeah, we did actually lose quite a bit of time having to stay behind Adam there. So it wasn't ideal. Half a second, and that really cost us a lot later on. That's probably what decided the race. So you can see, look, he's braking very late. He's missing the first apex. Goes in deep. He doesn't get this second corner good either. And I kind of have to look after him now at this point. So this is letting Emery get away. This is just giving her a bit more of an advantage. And it's not something that we need if we want to win this. Same thing happened to Matt twice. This combo was worst. 6 black without any strat. Yeah, Matt should catch with how exactly rapid. That was the plan. That was what was happening. But I'm not going to spoil it yet. I'm going to let you guys see this. I'll show you guys the rest of it. And you can see Adam is holding us up. So we did lose. I had to get a move done. And luckily enough, it was in a very good spot. So we didn't lose quite as much. But again, Emery has pulled a gap now. Instead of being 2 seconds, now it's 2.7. Our last lap was not good. So now we have to try and catch up to Emery. And you guys are, yeah, you guys watch. Hey B-Racer, welcome. We were talking about you earlier on. So yeah, welcome mate. Great to see you here. Welcome Ranger Oz. Welcome DB. DB, if you did not tune in earlier, I want to say sorry first of all about qualifying. I tried to get it out of your way, but it looks like I didn't quite do that in the nick of time. So my apologies for that. And I'm really sorry for ruining your lap. Hope it didn't hurt too much. So yeah, we've got more than half of the race to catch up to Emery. Gap is still 2 points. Let's go further. Gap has come down a little bit. Let's see where we're losing. So I lost there. That was one place I lost. I got on the throttle a little bit too early and I had to take off, so I missed the corner a bit. That's one place where I lost the time. This second right-hander, see, not quite getting as tight on the apex, going wide, losing time there. This hairpin, I miss it a little bit. I'm not getting it perfectly, so I'm losing time there too. And this is letting Emery pull away. You can see now she's 2.9 seconds. So she's getting away a bit, but small mistakes, they're all adding up. Yeah. Which state are you from? Outrageous, I'm from Western Australia, from WA, Perth. If you're wondering which city. I've been there for about most of my childhood, as long as I can remember. Outrageous. Yeah. I was really hoping they would do something about BOP before this race, but now it is too late as the season will be over next. Yeah, Ranger, I was talking with some of the people that were involved with doing the BOP. I was asking maybe could there possibly be some sort of a change before this round, because some of the cars are noticeably better than others. That change has not come around for this top 16. So I know what you were hoping for, Ranger. I was hoping for it too. I was pushing the guys who were in charge of to maybe try and do something before this, but it looked like everyone was just a bit too busy to make it happen. So lap 9, we've gotten a bit close to Emery. Adam actually makes this mistake I want to show you now. Goes late, and here he goes off, and almost loses it. Has no choice but to go behind Jono. So that's a very costly mistake for him. He lost the toe, and he's lost the ability to fight with me for the second. Yeah, thank you, Jay. I think the BOP after round 8, then again after round. Yeah, I know GTR. I know. explaining obvious that the FF cars were so OP yet nothing changed. Yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you afterwards. I want to show you guys something, so everyone knows. I mean, I'm not putting Emery down. She's an amazing driver, considering how long she's been in GT, which isn't long at all. She did a very good job using the car that she was given. I think it was also my mistake that I made the mistakes I did. They were small, very small mistakes, but they did all add up in the end, and that's what lost me. We'll see. That's what caused me to not be as far in front as I would have liked. But yeah, looking at tyres, the Audi front's looking okay. Not much worse. The SLS is doing pretty good. Amazing how there in the Subaru, struggling a little bit. He's still hanging on. He's doing a bit better than Adam, so that's got to mean something. Jono is at the same stage as Emery. They're both FF cars. Keaton, same as Adam, and DB there. A little bit lonely. Oh, not lonely, to be fair. He's there on 7. Did get a couple of moves done. Kind of missed that. He's there on 7th. He's done very good progress, considering where he started a bit further back. Bitchy. GTL struggling with the fronts a little bit. And Ranger there. Nothing he can do with that car. Same with Seidel. 1-0. Not being able to quite get all of that potential from the NSX. It's a very strong car. Matt there just not having good luck in this race. So back at the front, Emery's leading. We're doing what we can to catch up. The gap is staying at 2.7. FF shouldn't even. They should, but maybe their own category. Never know. Something like TCR. Now, we've got 7 laps to go. I think, let's just see what happened to Jono here. He fell behind Adam. He goes in the pass. Jono gets a little tap, goes off wide. Don't have dirty tyres. It's good, he's early on the brakes, doesn't miss anything, so he hasn't lost too much. Seems like just couldn't get out of the acceleration zone early enough. As a result, he loses. So moving on, lap 10. We're throwing everything right now. The moment we passed Adam, I was throwing everything at this car. I was pushing it on the limits. I knew that the tyres of the Audi would be struggling a bit, but you can see that I'm missing apexes, and those are the small things that held me back. So we're going to go a little bit further now. We're going to go somewhere around lap 12. And these are Emery's tyres. These are my tyres. I am lighter. I've got less fuel in the tank. The gap has stayed the same. So I'm doing something wrong. I'm not pushing hard enough. I'm making mistakes. The mistakes bit, I know I'm doing that. But they're very small, so I didn't really quite bear too much attention to them. I was just saying, like, Cody, you need to get on with the job. And I just continued doing that. So lap 12 was a bit of a turnaround. Up until this point, Emery was able to stay exactly where she was. She was actually pulled away a few times. She got to 3 seconds at one point, so I had to reel her back in. I had to really throw everything. You can see my laps are very consistent, so 209.347, 209.407, 209.473, that was a bit of a weaker lap, 209.3, 209.3, I'm consistently doing 209.3s. I cannot get this car to go faster than 209.3. And this is it. I mean, maybe there's another 10 in it somewhere. Like, for example, that hairpin, I know I'm not getting it right. I have been struggling there pretty much the entire time I've been practicing. And maybe I need to learn how to get it properly. But trust me when I'm telling you, I'm throwing it all on this car. If there was another way to go faster, I would have known how to do it in some other corners, but I can't. I'm even holding the inside here. I'm sacrificing my exit, just getting closer, just to get close to Emery. You can see I'm 209.2. So, yeah, you can see what I mean. And the gap is now starting to come down. Lap 12 was the turnaround. Now it's coming down. By lap 12 the tires should drop off a bit. Yeah, Rapid, exactly. That's what I mean. Lap 12, then they start dropping off. But the thing is that until then, they're in a clear advantage. Maybe like with proper saving, not putting Emery down, I'm just saying that looking at her tire wear, sometimes she doesn't quite get it as good as you would want it to. So if you were to put someone else in there who knows to really, really save tires to the max, they could probably get those tires to stay decent till lap 14. Now that only gives you 2 laps for the other cars to try something. 2 laps out of 16. That is not enough time. I mean, maybe it is if you're close enough. But yeah, if you're behind like this, and if you're using a car like mine, you're not catching that Audi. As good as you might be, it's very, very hard. So Emery's tires, yeah, you can see they are starting to drop off now. Just a little bit, like 1 slither of tire wear more. If the tire wear was a little bit harsher, so 1 time more, then we would have seen a bit more progress between the drivetrains. I would say the FRs would have started creeping up a bit more noticeably. The FFs wouldn't be amazing for over half the race. They would be great to around lap 10 maybe. Then they would start falling off a little bit. But I'm not putting, I don't want to put Emery down. She did everything she could. We're still trying to do everything we can. And now with 3 laps to go, we are doing everything possible. So now the tire wear is also starting to kick in for us. You see that 209.492 means we're starting to slow down as well. So the FF cars, they slow down on lap 12, we slow down on lap 14. Also making some small mistakes that don't help. Start of lap 15. Gap has come down to 1.7. So we've brought it down from 3 within about 6 laps. So that's very good. But time is running out. In terms of tire wear, I mean, guys, for everyone that's in the chat there, you get the same driver that knows how to drive all the cars, all the drivetrains, you can have pretty much the same tire wear on a four-wheel drive, let's say the Subaru, on the FF, on the Mercedes, okay, let's put the Mercedes there, and the Honda. B-Racer, he's in the chat here, he knows how to save tires very well. If you get someone that understands all those different cars and can push them to the limit, I can assure you now that the FF cars do not struggle with tires. Not anymore. Because Audi, 1000 kilos, SLS, 1500 kilos. So you can see where I'm getting at. So lap 15, slowly creeping up on Emery. It just looks like a bit too little, too late. Adam has actually passed Amazing Hour. What can happen to him? Quick look at this. But I just want to see what happened to it. Amazing, it looks like it probably just let Adam through, not to hold him up too much. And Keaton is pushing hard too to catch up to Amazing Hour. And Amazing Hour, he overshoots it into turn one. Brakes just a little bit too late, not hard enough. Oh, it's Keaton through. So, I'm going to come on for the last lap now. I mean, everyone's different GTR, but I mean, if you find someone that's balanced and knows how to drive those cars equally, then it should be fine. So the gap is down to 1.4. This was the biggest mistake I had of the entire race. So this. I just went in a little bit too fast. I was so focused on trying to get Emery that I changed late into 6th. I didn't turn in on time and it braked a little bit late. All of that in half a second. So yeah, and you can see. Like, let me go to. When people say that tire wear is an issue with an Audi or with FF cars, watch. Keaton. Emery. Different cars, same front tire wear. Okay, granted, he did spin out a little bit. The M4 isn't amazing on its fronts. Again, there is a bit of a trend going on that you guys, I think you guys should be able to see. So yeah, Audi, we're leading there in the little TT. Did everything right. Got it on pole. Didn't put a foot wrong anywhere. And, she led the race from start to finish. She takes a very, very well-deserved win. If you're watching Emery, congratulations. Really strong drive from you, and I think it was a deserved win. And it is kind of it's interesting because she's made history. If you guys think about it, she's the first female FIA GTC driver to win a top 16. So that's a very big milestone. She should be proud of that. And I just hope that this is the first of many for her. So we come home in second. We couldn't quite get Emery in the end. We did bring it down from 3 to 1.4. We did lose a lot on that last lap, but still, a lot of small mistakes A lot of errors that didn't quite get. Yeah, it needs to be analysed a bit more detailed. Adam comes in third after having that big off. Keaton recovers very nicely after that spin at Spoon. And amazing how he finished in fifth. So I just want to show one last thing. I'm going to show you guys the points for both nations and manufacturers. This is nations. So this is us right now. I think I'm in a pretty good spot. McEwen did not do the last race. He did not do the top 16, so he's not going to improve. So we're going to distance ourselves by another 80 points, and that's very, very good. So we should be safe for the rest of the season. You never know. Might do something amazing in the next top 16 and it might be crazy points, but we're fine for now. Amazing how, like he said, he should jump up to fifth. Emery should jump up to third. So nice progression from those two drivers. And manufacturers, we are still going to be leading. Our gap to Adam will increase, I believe. Let's have a look. 359. Yeah, our gap is going to increase. Oh no, maybe not. It's going to stay somewhere around the same. But we're still going to have a same amount of points in front of him. That's good. Emery's going to jump up a little bit. She's probably going to jump Matt and Sidog. Let's have a look here. Yeah, she's definitely going to jump them both. So 2,475. She even passes Metal Gear. So 3 drivers in one race. Very, very good job by her. Now, the one thing I want to show you. This. Just look at this. Where Mercedes is leading. I'm fine with that. Obviously. Audi is in second. Porsche third. Citroen fourth. Subaru fifth. Before the top 16 at Spa, Audi were in 9th. We were second, I believe, so we were still behind Subaru. Subaru were leading at that point. I just want to show you guys this. So, round 15, what was that? Round 15 onwards. Salsace, 36. That was an FF car race, 100%. Yamagiwa, FF car race, 40. Sardinia, again, 40. Brands Hatch, 36. Okay, Mint won that fair and square. He did a really good job there with the Porsche. Spa, in the wet, that's R8. Okay, he does well there, 40. And now another 40. So she's going to gain 4 more points. 272 versus 280. And four of those improvements, very good improvements, were from FF cars. Here's Europe. 40, 40, 36, okay, 40, 40, 40, 36, and we'll see today what happens. You see what I mean? That's it. So yeah, it's going to bring a nice close end to the season. There'll be a big fight for who takes the overall championship. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we can defend from Audi. The next race is Group 4 at Nürburgring with hards. This is a bit more of a complex track, so that should give us a bit of an advantage. As the front wheel drive cars, they're going to suffer with traction out of the slow corners. Fuel wear on ×3, tyre wear on ×6. Nations Cup, this is the first time I've actually seen this. Group B at Tsukuba. Well, take it easy, guys. Be careful. It is a grid start with false start check. Just take it nice and easy, turn 1 and 2. But yeah. Pretty good weekend for us in terms of points. Happy with the results. I knew I could have won manufacturers. If I did the time I did in the first slot, I would have started 3rd, and that lap was not even good either. I could have gone a lot more slipstream. So I think I could have started 2nd. If I started 2nd, Henry wouldn't have run away so easily, and we would have caught a bit more towards the end. But it is what it is. We have to deal with that. We're still leading both championships by a good margin, so if that's anything to go by, I'm still happy with that. Thank you everyone for tuning in. It has been a bit of a while since the previous streams. Thank you all for tuning in. And I appreciate the support you guys give. I like seeing everyone talk in chat. I like being able to have something to talk about during these. I know you guys want to see me race live. Again, that might come around when the exhibition seasons happen. You never know, we'll see. But right now that's going to be in the back seat. We're not going to do that for the time being. If you're doing Nations Cup or Manufacturer Series this evening, I wish you the best of luck in those races. I hope they go well. Remember to take care of your tires. These races are very much about that. And just remember, drive fair, drive safe, drive hard, drive to win, drive to enjoy.
Don't try too hard.
Probably I'll see you guys next time for the next top 16. I might stream that. We'll see. Yeah, thank you all for tuning in once again, and until next time, driving with the best.